What's going on, guys? Chandler's Legacy Farm here. Today, we're going to be going through a box. This is something kind of different. So, normally I'm reviewing knives when I'm sitting here, but today we're going to look at something different. So, a few weeks ago, we had a yard sale, and a while back, we bought this lake house property. If you watch my channel, you know that we run an Airbnb down there, and well, the previous owners of the home, they left some things down there. Well, while we were having this yard sale, while we were down there, I got to looking around in my shed, just looking for things to sell in this yard sale. So I'm digging through some of this stuff that the previous owners had left there, and I come across an item that was kind of cool, kind of vintage. So we're going to look at this today. We're going to look at this. This is the Quick Cook Grill. This is pretty old. It's basically an old collapsible barbecue grill. That's what we got. So this thing was, the only dates that I can find on this is the date with the person's address and name and everything. But it does say, where was that at? 5/16/1995. So these people purchased this thing and was shipped to them through UPS in 1995. I was born in 79, so this is not really vintage to me, but to a younger viewer watching this, that's vintage. So anyway, this thing's never been used. It's brand new with all of its contents in the inside. That's what I thought was kind of interesting. It's never been used. It's brand new. The box looks pretty rough from sitting in a shed, but there we go. That's what you guys got right there. That's what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and get into this thing, and I'll set it all up. And it says as seen on TV, so I take it back in 95. These were sold through through TV ads. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. We got the Quick Cook Alternative Fuel Cooker Cookbook. All right. Now, this thing's claim to fame is you can burn newspapers in it in order to barbecue your food. Okay. That is its claim to fame. It tells you exactly how you're supposed to do it, how to put it together, tells you everything. It even has got full recipes for different things. Skewered lamb, Greek style, corn on the cob, wrapped bacon, swordfish steak with lime and herbs. I mean, skewered lamb. It has got all kinds of honey mustard marinade, filet of beef, provocaile, whatever the hell that is, grilled sausage, New Hampshire pork chops. So very cool little book that is still in there. Like I said, this thing has got all of its contents in it still. Let's see. New and improved square cook grill. And so this one is the new and improved model, I suppose. It says we've listened to your comments and the engineers have been hard at work. The Quick Cook Grill works better now than ever. So this is the new model from 1995. So let's pull it out. That's enough about the cookbook. So here is your grate for the grill. All right. And here is all of the thing, the base, basically, to put it together with. So we'll get rid of the box. We'll throw it down here on the floor. This thing is kind of dirty. Like I said, it has sat around. So what you do, we're going to slide this off here out of the way. You have 3 sections is what you have. 3 sections. Now, this is the base. They do recommend cooking with this thing on the ground or maybe like on a concrete picnic table because the bottom of this can and could get hot. That's what they're saying. So hopefully this all ain't going to be too tall. So you turn the middle piece over and it slides in. Okay. Let me get this thing in there. There we go. There we go. So now we're to that height. Okay. Then Now we are to this height. All right. That's what your total package looks like, okay? It has a lot of little air holes in it here to, you know, for your grill to get air. Now it says to crumple up newspapers into balls that are approximately, what, 4 to 5 inches, I think is what it said in the, but you're going to crumple it up, but you're not going to crumple it up super tight where it will actually burn. And you're going to throw, depending on how long you're wanting to cook, you're going to throw these balls of newspaper in there, and you're going to throw maybe, what did it say, 3 to 6 balls of newspaper down in here and light it. So with that newspaper crumpled up, it's going to burn. It's going to burn slower than what you'd think because it's crumpled up. And you don't want to crumple it up, like I said, real tight. You just kind of want to kind of wad it up into a ball. And they said also don't use magazines. You want to use actual newspaper. Something about toxins. Shit, I don't know. But you just want to use regular newspaper. They said that even the funnies, that, you know, like the comics used to be in newspapers, you get your comic strip, you can use that too. Even though that's colored paper, it is still technically newspaper material. So as long as it's newspaper material, you can wad it up, throw it in there. Or you can use charcoal. It does say you could use charcoal, okay? The grill top is actually kind of bolted together, and you slide these handles out. So if you're using newspaper, it says to wrap one of these in aluminum foil. I guess therefore you will not get because when newspaper burns, there's going to be little pieces of ash coming up out of this thing. So that will actually keep the ash off of your food, okay? So you're going to wrap one side of this. See, it's 2 sides. You're going to wrap one side of this in aluminum foil. You're going to lay it down. You're going to put your food on top of the aluminum foil. Then I've already slid the handles out, okay? You're going to fold this over. Now you have got your food in its own rack, and you just set your food right on top of there, just like that. Just like that. That's the way you're going to set it on there, and you're going to cook. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't know if they make these anymore. I have no idea. But either way, guys, it's something. Power goes off, whatever. It's something you could use. That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't sell this in the yard sale. Because where I live in the middle of hell nowhere, there's times in the winter we're out of power for a long damn time. And if you do not have propane, or if you do not have gas, you know, for a generator, whatever, you know, you're going to have to come up with new ways to cook some food, right? So you could even probably actually build a little fire in here out of wood, you know, and cook on it. It would work, and it would be a pretty safe way of cooking because your fire shouldn't get outside of the box. It just has these small holes, you know, around it to let your air, you know, to let it vent. But I don't know, guys. I thought it was an interesting piece. As I said, you know, slide your 2 steaks in there and just set it on there. Now, if you're using charcoal, it said you do not have to put the aluminum foil on one side. Okay, they did say that, and they said the reason for the aluminum foil is whenever you put this in here, it could be, you know, the ashes coming up off the paper. But they said that by the time you need to flip this over, the ashes should be burnt down enough that you just have those hot balls. So when you turn it back, to turn it over to let your meat actually cook off of the heat from those balls of paper, you shouldn't get any, you know, newspaper ash on your food when you do flip it over. So you do have to flip it either way. You got to flip it. But it's pretty neat because it's all one piece. Like I said, well, it's not all one piece, but the way the grill's made is cool. You just pick up the whole grill, flip it over, and go back to cooking. You know, whenever you're done, make sure it's cool, clean it all up, and it will literally just come right back apart, you know. So you're going to take one piece off at a time. Come on. You're just going to keep setting it down inside of itself. Got these little legs. Just going to keep setting it down inside of itself. You're going to slide your handles back inside of the grill. Set it down like that. You can even put your instructions right there on the grill. And excuse me, there you go. It'll all slide right back down into this reusable box, because it does have like hooks here, so that a way you can hook it and reuse the box. Okay, as long as your box don't get wet and rained on while you're camping, you're in good shape, right? But that's it. Pretty neat little thing. I don't know. I thought it was cool. It was vintage. The box kind of stinks. It's set in my shed for years, guys. There's no telling. 1995. It may have been in the shed since 95, so that's quite a while. But anyway, I wanted to bring you guys that. I thought it was something kind of cool. I know it's not a knife, but we're all into camping gear too, so it was vintage. I had it. Why not? But that's it, guys. This is Chandler's Legacy Farm. If you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe as usual. And we're out of here. We will see ya.